Okay, make sure everybody's. If you do that, then you're going to pull a train.
Yeah, you can't put it in the middle. I love it once it's like it starts like that. It starts this way, then it's like it's on that.
So I'm going to start off with this. We'll start off with the SD7 Rapido, SD7. Bring you in, bring that in. Then I will do. So you Bill, I'll bring you in to talk about your three carbs, and then I'll talk about comments afterwards. And we'll just do.
All right, we're live. We're already live. We're live. We're on friends and relations.
Let me know when you're live. Thumbs up.
That was a thumbs up.
All right. So how's it going?
How's it going?
All right. So we're in New England. We're in New England. I guess they won't do the joke. So hello everyone. This is Jordan for Rapido Trains Inc. and we're here for our 2023 dealer open house, and we have a number of brand new product announcements to make today. So I guess we should get right into it. So the first thing we've got today is very exciting. Is our all new EMD HO scale SD9s, 7s, 9s, and 10 locomotives. We have quite a few paint schemes and variations. So why don't we bring in Matt Gentry, who is the project manager for the 7, 9, and 10, and you can talk a little bit about them.
Okay. Like Jordan said, SD7s, 9s, 10s, all road-specific details, and most of the versions that we have done in this run have never been available in plastic before. And that's sort of what we're really going for, was what is this big push. Of course, a high-quality SD7 and 9 has been sought after for a long time in the market, but let's make a big splash. And so here we are, a lot of all before, never seen in plastic models. And so what we really started off with on the big splash is just some basic detail variations on like SD9. So BL is the same fuel tank unit hasn't been available before, because the models that are out there, the chassis are all cast with the fuel tank weights as part of the frame. So you have to do a lot of heavy duty milling, a lot of stuff that people don't have. And so that's what we've been able to do, is we've done this fuel tanks as a separate part with the weights inside, like we have done on other Rapido models. And so that's how we've been able to make the fuel tank as a separate item. And so the units only have the single fuel tank. The next versions that we've done that are all new, never before in plastic is the Chicago Northwestern 6600 series overhaul units. So these have the chopped low nose, and then they have the dynamics that have all been plated over. The dynamics have been removed, and so there's no radiator fans, there's no dynamic fans rather, and no dynamic intake fans on the side of the dynamic listener.
What's with the time of the
I would have to go back and double check my notes. I think that was an 80s rebuild, but don't quote me on that. I don't remember right now. The next items not before available in plastic are the Phase 3. Oh, hello, Hoser. How's it going?
It's going well.
It's going well so far.
There's no beauty issue. No, it's that's the beauty issue.
Get shot. Stop interrupting. Can I go back to what you paid me to do?
We're not at those ones yet.
Anyway, where was I?
You're talking about the SD9s.
Yes, I am. CB&Q. And what you might notice about these is this is not the CB&Q versions that are already out on the market. This is the first time available Phase 4 units that have the higher short hood that's taller on the front of the locomotive, and then the cab is raised up as well to match that. And the other signifying detail difference is the two 48-inch radiator fans as compared to the four 36-inch radiator fans that the Phase 1 and 2 SD9s have.
They also have those cool spark arresters on the top there.
Right, spark arresters in typical CB&Q fashion. Don't want to set any of the planes on fire as they go along the road.
And of course, it has the full CB&Q light package on the
right. And then of course, we can't think about CB&Q without doing predecessor roads, or subsequent roads rather, with Burlington Northern. So we have Burlington Northern on the same Phase 4 body and chassis and everything like that.
And that also includes the beacon on the camera.
Right, and that's the fancy, also Rapido beacon that has the 4 LEDs basically.
Very nice. Yeah. And these actually lasted in service quite late. These were
well in the 90s.
Exactly. Did they make it to BNSF? I think some of them lasted.
Some of them are in BNSF. The detail variations are different than this. This is why there's no BNSF units on that. So no BNSF this time. Next time.
But there's always another one.
Always next time. Yeah.
There's a very flexible platform, so modular tooling, of course, so you can
Right.
many other roads.
Right. And then the special version, which I'm actually pretty excited about this. I have no need for Milwaukee at all, but the Milwaukee SD10. So the Milwaukee road shops started doing a rebuild program with the SD7s and their SD9s just to overhaul and upgrade them, further the life out of locomotives, and they dubbed them the SD10. So these have a single fuel tank again, just like the B&O units. They can have the single fuel tank and not have to do any milling on your frame. These have the forced air filter intake units on top of the hood.
They're so distinctive too. You can
Right.
tell a mile away what they are.
Exactly. And then, of course, they have the chopped short hood. So all road-specific details for these guys. Really looking forward to seeing how these turn out. They should be great anyway, but just a really cool model to work on.
And we do have, of course, renders. This is just the basic renders that you see on the top
Right.
here. We'll have these on our website as well, and in the newsletter, several different angles that you can have a look at them.
Right. And so on top of the SD10, we have some conditional road names for Sioux Line, which are ex-Milwaukee units, patch outs basically for Sioux Line. And then DM and E, which are ex-Milwaukee Sioux Line units as well. So those were basically the all new, never before plastic models. If we go back to the SD7s, we have Bessemer and Lake Erie with road-specific details, Rio Grande in the Bumblebee scheme, the EMD demonstrator, and then Southern Pacific in a couple of different paint schemes. And the Southern Pacific Black Widow SD7s come with the ash can lights and SP-specific details and that type of stuff.
Steam generator and stuff like
Steam
that.
generator,
Basically
right.
passenger-capable units,
Right.
as they would have appeared in the, I guess, kind of mid to late 50s and into the early
Right.
60s.
Right. Yep. So that's the SD7 910 announcement. Pretty excited about these, honestly. It's a model I've wanted to work on for a number of years, and happy to see that it finally happened.
Yes, me too. And so these are, of course, these are the CAD renders. Are these in tooling yet, or do they still have some design work to go?
We have some small design tweaks before we start tooling. Tooling should start in about 4 to 6 weeks.
All right, excellent, excellent. So we'll see some samples early in the new year
If all goes well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll be picking some.
Yes, I think I could probably get some too.
So that's the SD7 9 and 10. That's our first big announcement today at our 2023 dealer open house. Next, we've got 3 transition era freight cars that have been done by the one and only Bill Snyder.
Bill.
So why don't we bring you in and you can talk about it. He's well known for his New York attorney license.
Both people.
Yeah.
So the first car that we're announcing is the Enterprise Covered Hopper. This was a primarily New York Central design car. New York Central had a bunch of these. They built them in different groups. We're doing a group that was built in the mid to late 40s. The distinct feature of these is this diagonal brace that's on the car, so that they're visually different than a lot of other covered hoppers that are out there. This was the standard New York Central covered hopper. Canadian National also did a similar version, but of course they had to be slightly different. They had a different hatch arrangement, different roof arrangements, and different end arrangement. We've done those as well. And then also on the New York Central, some of the cars were converted for what appears to be grain service. They had different hatches on the roof. We've done those as well. Jordan has some tooling samples. These are the very first test shots, and very happy with the way they're coming out so far.
These, I think you painted these yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, they were late night paint jobs last week, so let's not look at them too close.
So there's
Oh, sure.
they're 6-foot models.
They're 6-foot models, definitely.
You can see the that beautiful etched metal roof block on there. Yep, different hatch styles.
Another thing to point out, the stirrup steps on the corners here, those are folded up etched metal, which means that they're both very delicate and also very durable. So that's something that we like to include on our models when we can, because plastic stirrup steps can often be a weak point on a model.
And these, we've got quite a few paint schemes too, so this covers a number of eras right into the 90s in some cases.
They lasted up into Penn Central as far as repaints, and Penn Central for maintenance and way service and service and so forth. I've not found any evidence that they ever got repainted to Conrail, although some did end up on the Conrail roster. So,
But if you do have a photo And,
Send it in.
Send it in, and maybe we'll do that. We probably would do that at some point. So, did you talk about the CN cars yet, or just the?
Yes.
Okay. So, of course, you have CN in the paint schemes again.
Yep.
Noodle schemes. One of these cars is actually has been preserved in Expo Rail or at Expo Rail, just south of Montreal, and I believe we're doing that same car number in the first release.
And CN had these again in revenue service and also in work train service, and they lasted fairly late in work train service.
Beautiful.
The next car we're
Oh, I should, before we go beyond that, I believe we have an order deadline already set for this in February. I don't know.
Yes.
Expired.
Order deadline, I believe, is March 15th.
Yeah, yes.
So check the website. Yeah, this car is fully tooled. It's basically ready to go to production, so it's going to happen fairly quickly. Next car that we're doing is the H21 hopper. This is a logical follow-up to the Penske GLA hopper that we did a few years ago that did very well. The H21, there were 37,000 of these cars built. Put that in some perspective. Half of all Penske hoppers are H21s. If you've got 2 Penske hoppers on your layout, 1 should be an H21. So these are all new tooling, separate wire grab irons, interior and exterior detail, so that's full rivets detail on the inside as well as the outside, full underbody, full brake gear, K brakes and AB brakes. We're doing the H21A, which was the primary class, and the H21E, which has never been done before. H21E was an updated, modernized car. H21Es had power handbrakes, different center sill, different interior bracing, a few other very subtle differences, but something that freight car people will know. This one, the design work is done, and we're about ready to start tooling on it.
Do you think we'll probably see a sample maybe for Springfield?
Absolutely, that's what we're shooting for.
Excellent.
Yep. And then the last car that we're announcing is another car that everybody needs to put in on their layout. This is the 1937 AAR boxcar. We modeled it. There were 97,000 of these cars built. The only major railroad that didn't get them was the Penske. They had their H31 to compete with it. We did that model a couple years ago, so now we're doing everybody else. This is a car that was built over a number of years and with a number of variations. There were multiple different ends, different roofs, different doors, different trucks, body deck variances. We're doing 4 ends, 3 roofs, 3 different sides, 4 ladders sets, different numbers of ladder rungs, different configurations of ladders, a couple different door styles. There'll be correct trucks, 5 or 6 different brake wheels. So yeah, we've got a number of variations covered on this.
Of course, we've got the CN and CP version. So CN has the NSC2 ends, and CP has the 5.5 ends, which will be correct for both railroads.
The Canadian cars alone, I believe, are over 37,000.
Yes.
So it's a significant number.
And some of them lasted well into the 80s and such. Very exciting.
All right.
The last announcement, the big announcement we have today, is the second release of our HO scale comic cars. We have a number of returning favorite road names and a number of new ones as well. These cars this is one of the most popular passenger cars we've ever released, and they're back again for a second run. You can see all the different road names there. So that's all going to be on our website as well very soon. I think it should be up now, even if you're checking. And of course, we have 2 other announcements that we made earlier this week. First off, we have the Northern Pacific day-night Pullman coaches for the North Coast Limited. This is the Northern Pacific, North Coast Limited, of course. We have the original MP Streamline scheme, as well as the Lowy scheme and the Lowy scheme with the CB and Q ownership cars. This is a conditional announcement. So just like our SP Dome car, this is based on the number of pre-orders we received by the order deadline, which is going to be on January 15th. So if you're interested in these cars, put your orders in by the 15th of January. And on top of that, if this is kind of like a test to see how well these do, and if this is a successful project, we're going to be doing more. We plan to do more of the NCL cars in the future. There's a lot of cars people have been asking for, maybe some of those domes and whatnot. So get your orders in, and let's get the ball rolling on that. In addition, we're working on this project with the Northern Pacific Railroad Historical Association, and they have some exclusive numbers available through their website as well. Now, in addition to that, we also have the Northern Pacific Drop Bottom Gondolas. This is the second announcement we made earlier this week, again in cooperation with the Northern Pacific Railroad Historical Association. They had, how many cars did they have, Bill? They had many thousands.
Well, don't put me on the spot.
Okay.
Yes, it was quite 5,000.
5,000 cars, something like that. This was, I guess they were built, what, in the 1940s, and they were still around. BN actually kept many of them in MOW service well into the 70s and 1980s. I believe we have a couple in, I guess we have BN MOW in the first release. In addition to that, we don't have it shown here, but the Northern Pacific Railway Historical Association has an exclusive version of the extended height wood chip gondolas. They are available through their website. I don't know it off the top of my head, but it'll be in the newsletter that we sent out earlier this week. So have a look at those.
And off the webpage.
And off the webpage as well. So some exciting stuff. We got lots of new announcements this week. To get your orders in. Now, before we go, we want to really quickly go through some of the order deadlines that are coming up. Actually, today is the order deadline for several different projects. So we have the latest run, the second release of our bi-level commuter cars in a variety of new paint schemes. And each one is unique, different body styles, different window arrangements and whatnot. These are available in sets and single cars. We've got our GE 44 tonners. Final order deadline is today. We have lots of paint schemes here. There's also some exclusives for hobby time distributors that are, I believe we have a link on our website for those as well. And train. We have the Long Island Railroad exclusive. There's that one road number 400. We have our CN 5304 combination door box cars.
It's just a different box car than the 6348.
Yes, different from the 6348. It's a shorter car. These were built in the early 1970s, and many of them were still in service into the well into the 2000s. They got very long legs out of those. Our GMD1 new release is the 1400 series rear builds, the 1900 series, as well as the conditional units, the Waterloo Central and Oregon Pacific. And finally, I think we have the CP 3/4 dome. That is our conditional announcement. I'm pretty sure we've got the numbers for this to go on to continue into tuning, but that deadline is also today. If you're an SP modeler from the mid-50s, right into Amtrak and beyond, CP as well, of course, for their business train, we want these for your layout. So that's a quick look at the October deadlines, and of course we have November deadlines coming up too. We've got our PAs, we've got our rebuilt Santa Fe PAs, we've got the second release of PAs and new road names there. We have our NSC ballast hoppers coming up on November 15th. That's our all-new model. We actually have the first samples just arrived earlier this week. We have the F30 flat cars, we have the MOW cars, the regular flats, the flats, piggyback flats with trailers. That is coming up. And am I missing anything? Are there any deadlines I'm missing? I'm probably missing one. Oh yes, of course. The latest release of our Auto Flood 3 rapid discharge coal hoppers. Those are all coming up on November 15th. And what else are you pointing at? Bobby's pointing at something. Oh yes, the galley cars. There's so many deadlines. The gallery cars. This is the CB&Q. I actually had these built by Bud. This is the BN, BNSF, and Metro versions that were rebuilt with head-end power. We've got the first samples that just came in about a month ago. That is coming up very soon. You're going to want those. We've got our head-end power units and tooling out. We've got our Metro F40 PHMs and tooling right now. Lots of stuff. If you're a Chicago modeler, you'll want all of these for your layout. So that's a quick look at all our new announcements. This is all our new order deadlines in October and November. It's a lot to take in, but some exciting stuff. So thanks for joining us. We're at our dealer open house in Essex, Connecticut. And thanks for joining me. We will be back again soon, probably for another live stream. Got to get back to doing this. So, thanks for joining me. Bye now.
So folks, you heard it here. Rapido Contract, editor, Railroad Model Correction. We're here live at the dealer open house here in Essex, Connecticut.
Yeah, well, I think I got through.
All right. Sorry about that. We had a breaking live announcement with Rapido trains, and we just went through a whole smattering of products. So I believe a lot of people were confused, but we're here, and the big announcement with Jordan was the SD7, SD7/9/10. So wow. That's
This
crazy.
is a big announcement. We've been working on this project for a long time. This is Matt Gentry's baby. And yeah, this is our all new tooling. We got our first 3D renders here. We've got the SD7s and 9s in a number of prototypically correct paint schemes. We've got the 9s here, CB&Q, CNW. We've got the CNW chop noses. And probably most exciting off this announcement is the all new Milwaukee Road SD10 rebuilds. These have never been done in plastic before. We've got the Milwaukee Road, we've got the Sioux Line Bandit patch outs. We also have DM&E, Dakota, Minnesota, and Eastern as conditional models. So that's probably our most exciting announcement today. It's an all-new diesel for us, and it's going to be the first of many SDs going forward. So really exciting stuff. Of course, we've got all our new freight cars. We've got our brand new 1937 AAR box car, and of course, these are all HO scale models. We've got our 1937 AAR box car in a variety of schemes. These are going to be available in many different body styles, different roofs, different ends, different trucks, tons of detail, all the detail you expect in a Rapido
This
model.
is crazy.
Oh, I know.
First of all, we're going live on a cell phone, so thank you
Yes,
for
yes.
bearing with all of us and everything. This is a sudden surprise, but look at all these products that Rapido has to offer. It's just unbelievable, and it seems like you're making an announcement like every other week, Jordan. It's crazy.
Yep. We had several announcements this week.
Yep.
We had 2 newsletters. We have one going out actually today. It's about now. I think it's going out in the next 10 or 20 minutes.
That's
It's
crazy.
not out already. For all our new,
I can't
dealer-
even keep up because
I know.
I think the Northern Pacific is going to do very, very
Oh,
well.
yes. This is the first. This is the first of a hopefully a series of Northern Pacific North Coast Limited passenger cars. This is the day-night coach. This is the first car that we're doing. If this project, again, it's a conditional announcement, but if this is successful, which we think it will be, this will be the beginning of more North Coast Limited Northern Pacific passenger cars. We've got all kinds of domes and various different cars that you want to see on that train. So get your orders in, order through Train World, and we'll get this series going.
That's awesome. Lots of good stuff and covered hoppers.
Yep, we've got the Enterprise covered hopper, New York Central, Penn Central, a number of different roads. We've got CN's versions, which are unique. We have the Pennsylvania Railroad H21 series coal hoppers. They had like 35,000 of these or something like that in their roster. They lasted from the 1930s right into the 1970s in a lot of cases.
And for our Northeast
Oh, yes.
modelers,
Yes, absolutely.
this is going to be huge.
Yep, it's the second
hold on,
release
let me
of
get-
our.
yep.
Get right down here. Second release of our HO scale Comet cars. These were hugely popular when they came out. We are doing a new run. We've got Connecticut DOT in both the delivery and the late scheme.
Wow.
We've got Metro North in
Boston.
2 different versions. We've got Boston, Boston's MBTA. We've got Montreal in the late scheme. We've never offered that before. SEPTA is returning again. We've got the a Mark version there. Very exciting stuff. And we expect those will be out probably next year, mid to late next year. We'll have those available because it's already tooled. It's ready to go. Very exciting stuff.
Jordan, thank you and Rapido so
Oh,
much for
you're
having
welcome.
all the dealers
Thanks for
out
coming out
today.
today.
And there he is.
How's it going?
I want to thank Rapido,
Absolutely.
Jason,
Yes. Yeah.
Jason, Jordan, everyone out there. They did a great event out there.
Yeah, we don't want typing.
A great event for all the dealers and showing product. They really care about everyone out in the industry.
Absolutely.
And we really appreciate that. So tons of great product. They did a great job today. And make sure you get your Rapido product.
Absolutely. Excellent. Thanks for joining us.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Bye now. Oh, that's not Bobby. That's not. I thought that was Bobby.